What is up, guys? It's going to be a video, a blue spoiler for Hirudegarn. This particular leader is able to look at the top 5 cards of your deck and add a Phantom Demon to your hand. So a lot of Phantom Demons within this archetype, so we'll get right into it. In order for this leader to awaken, you do have to have 2 energy or more, and also a Minotia and a Tapion in your drop area. So one of each at least. And then it untaps 1 and draws 1. On the backside, it does declare an attack. You are able to draw a card, and then for 1 energy, this is the big part of this leader, is that if one of your Hirudegarn gets removed from the battle area by a skill, including their own ability, you get to play 1 blue Hirudegarn with an energy cost of 6 from your hand. So a lot of blue Hirudegarns in this set. We're going to go through all of them after we're done here. It allows you to also place one of your Hirudegarns without unique at the bottom of your deck. So this can proc the second skill, and they get to choose one of your opponent's battle card with an energy cost of 5 or less and place it on the bottom of your owner's deck. So it has kind of an inbuilt removal for free, so long as you're able to KO or bottom deck a Hirudegarn without unique. So the cards that you want to start off with, and it's going to be pretty difficult to get the Awakening conditioning off. You're going to need to start off with the Wandering Half Body or the the Half Revived Hirudegarn. These both Hirudegarns are also played in the Tapion deck, but you're also using it in this deck to dump the Minotia for this one, and then dumping the Tapion for this one that costs 2 or less. I do play one of each of these ones, 4 of each of 1-drops of these ones, because in case I don't draw either of these, or I draw one of these and I draw one of the other, then I'm able to at least awaken. So I do max out copies of this. This is a very staple for this archetype. So you're going to dedicate 16 cards in your slot in order to consistently awaken on turn 2. So let's go into the 6-drop here. The 6-drop, the SR out of this set is able to be played for 1 energy using your leader's backside ability. And the way you proc the backside ability of the on the backside is to use using this Tapion to KO from the drop. So if this card is sent to the drop using one of these Hirudegarn, you can use the Tapion here to KO the Hirudegarn in the active area, in the battle area, and then you get to play him out and then proc the ability of the backside to pay 1 energy to play a 6 cost. So to play all these 6 costs basically out, also Minotia does this too as well. You're able to KO a Hirudegarn in the battle area without unique, and then play this card from the drop. So same skill as this Hirudegarn or this Tapion to play out your Hirudegarn for 1 energy. This particular 6 cost here, when it is played, you get to choose one of your opponent's battle card with an energy cost of 6 or less, and then place it on the bottom of your owner's deck. So it has sort of like an interruption ability that if you do play it on your opponent's turn, because you can use your activate battles of your Hirudegarn, such as itself. It says if it's your opponent's turn and you place a card at the bottom of your deck, draw 1 card and switch up to 1 of your energy to active mode. So this allows you to draw a card to replace itself after leaving the battle area, and then you're also able to pay 1 more. You're able to have 1 more energy to use, so that you can use your backside of Hirudegarn. So keep in mind that the Hirudegarn on the backside is not once per turn, so you can utilize it multiple times as long as the conditions are met, where your blue Hirudegarn is removed from the battle area by a skill. So theoretically, you can have multiple Hirudegarns be played on your turn as well as your opponent's turn, just depending on the situation. So another Hirudegarn you play is the Disaster upon Disaster. This allows you to draw a card. It's a little bit different in that if it's removed from the battle area by an opponent's skill, you have to do the same thing as this Hirudegarn, where you untap an energy, but it also allows you to return an opponent's battle card back to their hand. So you can also use the Activate Main to play him, but it's going to be, I don't know if you want to ever remove your Tapion or Minotia to the warp. Same thing for this one too as well. It can be played from your hand by paying 2 blue energy. So yeah, it also has dual attack and blocker, which is kind of important as well. The other 6-drop out of this is this one right here, the Energy Absorption Complete. This particular Hirudegarn has double strike, and you can actually play this guy by also doing the same thing by removing a Tapion and Minotia from your drop to your warp, and then also has the Activate Main, where you can remove it from, send it to the warp and draw a card. This can proc the Hirudegarn ability on your turn so that you can play another Hirudegarn. An old Hirudegarn that is played is the 6-drop green Hirudegarn. However, you cannot play this using the backside of your leader ability because it says blue Hirudegarn. So this particular Hirudegarn here has to be played by using your Z Unison, and the way you activate the Z Unison is by paying 3 energy to play this guy out for 1. So 1 Z energy, 3 energy, and then -3 to use this ability. And then once you use the -3 ability, you can play any Hirudegarn that is a blue or green Hirudegarn with an energy cost of 6 or more. So this includes the Colossal Malice as well. So you can play the Colossal Malice, but in the event that you don't have Colossal Malice, you can also play this one out, which will subsequently play the Colossal Malice because it has an activate battle to KO itself, choosing up to 2 of your opponent's battle card and KOing them. And once you're able to KO this KO itself using its skill, then you can play another Hirudegarn that costs 4 or 9 from your deck or hand. So in case you draw copies of it, if you draw 1 copy of it and you don't have it in your deck, you can play it from your hand. So that's why I play 2 copies. It is a very old card, but it also is very useful. It have barrier 30k, and it also can negate an attack by warping one of your cards out of your hand. And then when it's replayed, because it does return back to the main phase, then you're at least able to use this ability again, the auto ability to the on-play ability to choose one of your opponent's battle cards and 1 card from their hand and place it on top of their owner's deck. So you get to play sort of like a spinning mechanic where you get to give your opponent the same cards that they had on the board or on their hand. Old super combos I'm using is also the Hoi. Hoi is an evil wizard, but it has no synergy outside of the fact that you can use it to discard a card out of your hand and then draw 2 cards. So if you guys want to go for the style points, definitely use Hoi. Otherwise, it's really not that much of a difference because he's not searchable anyways. So you can use the Vegeta Disciple Warrior super combo. It really doesn't matter. But if you're going for the style points, definitely stick to the Hoi, which is the older card that Hirudegarn used to use back in the day. Another card that I don't really care so much for is the Hoi Disaster Assistant. You can use this card from the drop area as a combo power, but you do have to pay 1 energy, and you also have to have this in the drop. So it does play itself out. You do have to pay 1 energy, and then when it does get played, you get to choose one of your Hirudegarn battle cards and it gets +5 for the turn. So not too impressive. That's why I only played 2 copies of it. And then the older card that I do use from the set 14 here is a Hirudegarn that lets you discard itself. That's the main purpose of using this, to look at the top 7 card for a blue Phantom Demon and add it to your hand. So this allows you to basically add these cards here so that you have more consistency in helping you awaken. Okay, that's pretty much it. I already gone over the unison. If you do want to go for the +0 ability, the +0 ability is allowing you to play Hirudegarn in rest mode from the drop with the skills negated. And then that's pretty much all it does. So yeah, and at the end of the turn, you can proc the backside of your leader because it gets sent to the drop area afterwards. And then you get to play your 6 drop for 1 energy. So not too impressive there, but if you want to use that ability, you could. The Z deck is pretty much standardized. You do have the Mighty Blast at 1, so that you can use free combo power at the late game strategy. Okay, let's go into the gameplay video after this. Okay, now we're heading to the gameplay video. So we're going to draw the 6 cards here as normal. And it looks like we happen to open up with the half body here, which does send a Minotia to the drop area. So we're going to keep this one, and then we're going to mulligan away this Hirudegarn, as well as this Hirudegarn, and this Minotia here. Actually, we're going to keep this Minotia. Yeah, we're going to keep this Minotia for turn 1. So we're going to shuffle our deck here, and so we have the Awakening requirements in our hand. We just have to play them out. Okay, so we're going to add the 6 card or life here, and then let's start us off. First things first, we're going to charge our D-Magic because we're trying to show how the deck works. We're going to pay the 1 energy here to play the Minotia, as the Hirudegarn is unable to play, get a +1, because it has to declare an attack, and if you're going first, you cannot declare an attack. So you're going to draw a card off of the Minotia here, and then on your opponent's turn, you're probably going to Z-charge this guy, so you can save some damage here, and then put this in your Z energy. On your next turn, you're going to draw a card, and then we're going to charge another D-Magic here because we want to show how the deck works. From there, we're going to play the Minotia. We're going to play the Hirudegarn here. The Hirudegarn is going to dump the Minotia from our deck. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to dump the Minotia. Even though we do have a Minotia in our Z energy, we want this particular Minotia anyways. So we want to play 2 copies because we do want to. We don't want to. It has a limit 1 ability anyways, and it can be dumped from the deck to the drop. Okay, so we have a 15k body here. We do still need to find a way to put the Tapion in the drop area. So what we're going to do here is swing with the Wandering Half Body, and that's going to allow us to combo away our Tapion. And with this ability of the Tapion, we could choose to Z-charge it, or we can place it in our drop area straight away. But for the sake of learning, we're actually going to put this in the drop area. Okay, so now we have a Minotia and a Tapion in the drop area. So this way we can declare an attack on the front side of this and then look at the top 5 cards of our deck for a Phantom Demon, regardless of the cost. So since we already have most of the other Phantom Demons, we're going to add this Phantom Demon since we don't have it already. All right, mid combat. So we have our awakening condition met. So we're going to awaken here, untap one, and draw one. So we're going to draw one here, and then now we have 2 energy that we can use. We could find a way to KO our Hirudegarn somehow by using the Tapion, but we're going to keep it at 15 usually. And then from here, what we're going to do here is pay the. We're going to play the Tapion by KOing the Hirudegarn on the board here. And that's going to proc the ability of your leader's backside ability to pay 1 energy to play a Hirudegarn, since a Hirudegarn was KO'd. So we're going to do this, pay 1 energy to play the Hirudegarn here, which allows us to draw a card, or we can play this one. So we're going to play this one right here as our beginner-friendly Hirudegarn, which allows us to basically have a double strike 25k body. From there, we're going to swing for 25k, and then activate main. We can actually use the ability to send it to the warp to draw a card, and that's going to yet trigger the ability of Hirudegarn yet again, and then you're going to pay the 1 energy to play another Hirudegarn. We're going to play this Hirudegarn here because this Hirudegarn has dual attack and it also has blocker. So it allows us to block at least once and then activate battle. After that battle ends, we can use it again for a different battle and then place it on the bottom of the deck and draw 1 card and switch up to one of our energy cards to active mode. So that's going to be the end of our turn after we attack once and then leave it in active mode for blocking. On our opponent's turn, what's going to happen is we're going to block with this card at least once. And then after that, for a different battle, we're going to use the ability here to remove it from play. Place it in the bottom of our deck, and then switch up to one of our energy to active mode, and then draw a card. That's going to proc the Hirudegarn on our opponent's side to pay 1 more energy so we can play a different Hirudegarn. And we're going to play this Hirudegarn right here, which allows us to draw a card and also has the ability to float into a different Hirudegarn. It doesn't do that, but it has the ability to draw a card and switch a card to active mode. So we have a pretty decent hand, I believe, but pretty small hand size so far. From the looks of it, we are sort of taking out cards out of our hand to play Hirudegarns that are bigger, but that's fine. On our next turn, we're probably going to charge this Hoi here. We don't really need it. And let's see here. Oh, I forgot to take life until we have 6. My bad. So we're going to go down to 6 life here so that our hand size looks a little bigger than it was before. All right, so we have a 20k body here. We can use it to attack here and then attack for 20k. It doesn't have the unique skill so that you could also KO stuff as well. Let's see what we can do here. We can draw by attacking. So we're going to attack here and then get another Hirudegarn here. So in the event that you do have the Hoi, if you do have the 6 cost green Hirudegarn, you can pay the 3 energy to play the Hoi Unison right here. And this Hoi Unison can -6 to play that Hirudegarn and then KO it. For the sake of learning, we're actually going to try to do that. We're going to search for that 6 drop to our hand so that we can have a play. And we're going to put back the Colossal Malice in best case scenario. So what we're going to do here from here is pay the 3 energy. And then we're going to send these Minutia to the drop area, and then we're going to play the Hoi. So Hoi is going to come in with 3 markers here. We're going to use the ability right away because he doesn't have much of a stat anyways, so you can't really attack with him unless you plan on comboing up. We're going to pay the 3 here and then send him off to the remove from play. Hirudegarn here for energy cost of 6. And then we're going to swing with this guy and then also use the activate battle afterwards to KO him so that you can play a Hirudegarn Colossal Malice from your deck. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to send Colossal Malice. So as early as turn 3, even sometimes, actually as early as turn 3, you can play this guy out. This is going to spin away a card out of their battle area and 1 card from their hand. And you get to choose which card they have from their hand. So that means that it has sort of the Cell's Earth-Shattering Kamehameha ability to choose a card out of your opponent's hand as opposed to discarding it randomly or having your opponent choose. Okay, so from here, what we can do is just pass turn here. We did have to tap out to do this play, so I guess I didn't want to. It's not a good strategy to actually play this guy on turn 3 because you're gonna have to tap out to do so. So in the event that, let's say for the sake of learning, we go back to the point where we had 3 energy, and we actually keep our energy open on turn 3 as opposed to not. We're going to have this in our hand. We're going to place this into our deck again. And then the Hoi can go back to the Z deck, and then we can put the Minutia back into the Z energy as if nothing ever happened. From here, what we can do here is play this Hirudegarn here for 1 energy. That's going to allow us to draw a card. And then dump a Minutia if we want to. Let's say we have one. Minutia is right here, so we're going to send this Minutia to the drop because we don't want to draw into this one. Okay, so from there, we're going to KO this Hirudegarn after we attack with it. So we could use the ability here to place one of our hero to the drop. Since this was free played, we can set it to drop, and then it can bottom deck one of our opponent's battle cards. From there, we're going to use the ability of Minosha, and then pretty much KO the Hirudegarn that just attacked. And then we can use the ability for paying 1 blue energy to play a 6-drop from our hand. Yeah, we're going to play this 6-drop right here, which allows us to have double strike and 25k. And so we're going to do that. And then after that, we can send it to the warp to draw a card. And then we pay the 1 energy here to play the other Hirudegarn, which allows us to untap an energy on our opponent's turn. So we can block attack here on our opponent's turn. And then we can also use his ability to bottom deck this guy, draw a card, untap an energy, and then play yet another Hirudegarn that we need. So we can play this Hirudegarn again, the same Hirudegarn, and then use his ability to bottom deck one of our opponent's battle cards. So we have a lot of defense in terms of using Hirudegarn on opponent's turn as well as our turn. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else we haven't gone through for this particular leader except for the SCR, but we already know what the SCR kind of does from our last video. So that's pretty much the end of the video. I know we only got to 3 energy, but we were already able to do a lot of plays within the first 3 turns of the game. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll be talking about the yellow spoilers on my next video. All right, stay tuned. See you later. Bye.